All right, today we're diving into a really fascinating theory, one that completely reframes how we look at ancient history. The idea isn't about primitive people, but about a lost chapter of incredibly high technology. We're going to be looking at the Great Pyramid and something called the Gnostic Key, a concept that might just unlock not only how it was built, but how we can actually use that same knowledge ourselves, right now. So let's just jump right into the central mystery here, the Great Pyramid of Giza. It's not just some old pile of rocks, right? It's an engineering marvel that, honestly, in a lot of ways, we still can't replicate today. The level of precision is just staggering, and it forces you to ask the big question: how in the world did they do it? So let's dig into why that conventional story of just ropes and ramps starts to feel a little thin. The evidence, as presented in our source material, suggests the pyramid wasn't a tomb at all. It was something else, a highly sophisticated machine. I mean, the sheer scale of it is just mind-boggling. The pyramid is aligned to true north, more accurately than an observatory built in the 19th century. Its core is made of these massive granite blocks that were somehow moved over 500 miles. And then you find out its very shape encodes advanced mathematical constants like pi and the golden ratio. So you can see why the idea of just using ropes and ramps starts to feel, well, a little inadequate. And this is the absolute core of the theory. It's a huge shift in thinking. The idea is that the builders didn't just have a more powerful version of our tools. No, they used a completely different kind of technology, one based on a fundamental force of the universe: frequency. Okay, so if the main tool wasn't physical force, then what was it? Well, this theory suggests a single, incredibly elegant answer. It wasn't a complex set of machines. It was a single, powerful acoustic key.
And here it is, 110 hertz. According to the theory, this specific frequency is like a hidden signature of a lost global science. You can find it in the resonant chambers of ancient sites all over the world, from Malta to Ireland, but most importantly, at Giza. This is what's called the Gnostic Key, and Gnostic just means it's a key to unlocking hidden knowledge.
The source material is really emphatic about this. It states, and I'm quoting here, "It is not a work of fiction. It is not a conspiracy theory. It is a key." This is to really hammer home the belief that this isn't just speculation. It's presented as a piece of reverse-engineered science. Okay, this is the really crucial part. How does a simple sound, just a vibration in the air, get powerful enough to shape and move gigantic stone blocks? Well, the theory rests on two key scientific principles that are very well known today. First up is cymatics, which is basically the science of making sound visible. It's really cool. You take, say, a metal plate, sprinkle some sand on it, and then vibrate it at a specific frequency. That chaotic mess of sand will instantly snap into these perfect, stable geometric patterns. So the theory argues that ancient sacred geometry wasn't just pretty art, it was a physics manual, showing the literal shapes created by specific frequencies. The second principle is the piezoelectric effect, and this is where sound really gets its power. Certain crystals, like quartz, have this amazing property. When you squeeze them or vibrate them, they generate electricity. And since sound is just vibration, if you apply a specific frequency to these crystals, you are literally turning sound energy directly into electrical energy. And here is the direct connection. The theory points out that the choice of material for the pyramid's inner chambers was no accident. It was Aswan granite, which happens to be incredibly rich in that piezoelectric quartz. So this wasn't just a strong building material, it was a technological component. It was a massive energy converter. Okay, so let's put it all together. When you combine the pyramid's incredibly precise geometry, its resonant properties, and its special piezoelectric materials, you don't get a tomb. According to this theory, you get a power plant. You get the Giza Coherence Engine. The theory lays out this incredible four-stage process. First, the pyramid acts like a giant tuning fork, resonating with the Earth's natural frequency, which starts to charge it up. Then, that vibration in the quartz-rich granite generates a massive electrical spark. Next, that spark is thought to have ignited hydrogen gas, creating a stable ball of glowing plasma. And finally, this orb of energy is violently shot out of the top of the pyramid. So it wasn't just a power plant. The theory goes so far as to call it a transdimensional launch platform? Wow. So, what on earth does this ancient machine have to do with us, right now? Well, according to this theory, the science behind it isn't just a relic. That 110 Hz key, the core frequency of the whole engine, can still be accessed and used by us with much simpler tools. And there are a few proposed ways to do this. Your own voice, through deep humming or chanting, can be a primary tool for what's called biotuning, using resonance to influence your own body. Crystal singing bowls, which are made of pure quartz, are basically portable little piezoelectric resonators. And of course, drone instruments like the didgeridoo have been used for thousands of years to create these powerful resonant states. And you know what? Modern science is actually starting to measure the effects of this exact frequency. A 2024 study that's cited found that just 10 minutes of humming at 110 Hz had real, measurable biological effects. It increased vagal tone, which is a key indicator of your body's relaxation system, and it also boosted DHEA, a vital anti-aging hormone. So there seems to be a direct link between this ancient frequency and our own well-being. So really, the crucial takeaway is this. What was maybe once used on a planetary scale to power a massive stone machine can now be used on a personal scale to literally tune our own biology. This ancient key is said to have profound, scientifically testable effects that we can actually feel for ourselves. And that brings us to the final, really provocative question that this theory leaves us with. If sound can create perfect geometric order from chaos, generate power from solid stone, and tune our own nervous systems, could it be that frequency is the fundamental, lost language of reality itself? That is definitely something to think about.